Welcome to our explainer. Today we're going to dissect a single web page that seems to have a totally bizarre split personality. I mean, on one hand, it's all about a plumbing emergency. But on the other, it's this incredibly deep dive into local history. The big question is, why?
Okay, so let's just dive right in. What do burst pipes and 19th century history have in common? On the surface, you'd say absolutely nothing, right? But on one very strange corner of the internet, they are deeply, and I mean strategically connected. We're going to unravel exactly how and why that is.
So imagine this. You've got a plumbing emergency. You're in a small village in Illinois, and you're frantically searching online. You find a page that starts out looking totally normal, but as you scroll down, things get very, very strange. And this really lays out the central mystery, doesn't it? One half of the page is a straight-up plumber's ad, talking about video camera sewer inspections. The other half is a detailed history lesson, bringing up everything from the village's incorporation date to the Black Hawk War. Seriously, what is going on here?
All right, before we get to the whole history lesson part, let's just look at the business side of the page. So far, it all seems perfectly normal, kind of what you'd expect.
The company itself is called Smart Housing Systems. And look, it appears to be a totally legitimate business. They've got license numbers, a phone number, even a physical address. They serve a bunch of Chicago suburbs, including this one little village, Indian Creek, Illinois.
And they offer a huge range of services. We're talking everything from standard stuff like drain cleaning and fixing burst pipes to more complex jobs like gas leak detection and even HVAC services. And it's all available 24/7. So far, so good, right? Nothing weird yet.
The page really emphasizes how professional and reliable they are, using all the language designed to calm you down when you're in a total panic. I mean, this is exactly what you'd want to read when your basement is quickly turning into a swimming pool. Okay, so we've met the plumber, everything seems to check out, but then the page just abruptly pivots. It's like changing the channel completely. All of a sudden, we're getting a super detailed profile of the village of Indian Creek. And this is where it gets really interesting.
Out of nowhere, we get modern census data. The page just casually informs us that as of 2020, the population of Indian Creek was a tiny 536 people. It's a simple, clear fact about the village on a plumbing website.
And then it gives us a whole timeline, stretching all the way back to the Black Hawk War in 1832, then jumping forward to when the village was founded in 1958, and carrying on right into recent years. It's a lot. It even breaks down the 2000 census data with incredible specificity. We're seeing the racial composition of the village's 244 residents at that time. Again, why would a plumber need you to know this?
And get this, the page even dives into economic data from that same census, showing this pretty big gap in median income between men and women back in the year 2000. I mean, it's a fascinating, if a little dated piece of social data to find on a plumbing website.
And then there's this little nugget. The page brings up this dramatic historical event, the Indian Creek Massacre, only to then clarify that it didn't even happen in this county. It's including irrelevant, totally misplaced history. The mystery just gets deeper and deeper. So, we have to ask the question, why combine plumbing with misplaced history and super specific census data? Well, the answer isn't in some dusty old history book. It's hidden in the website's code and its digital strategy. The reason for this whole strange combination is a little thing called search engine optimization, or SEO. You've probably heard of it. It's basically the art and science of getting a web page to rank as high as possible on a search engine like Google.
So here's how it works. To convince a search engine that you're the absolute best result for plumber in Indian Creek, you don't just talk about plumbing. No, you prove you're an expert on Indian Creek itself.
So all that extra information, the census data, the incorporation date, even that factually misplaced massacre, it's all there to signal to the search algorithm that this page knows everything there is to know about this location. This makes the page seem like a much better, more authoritative result for any search that involves Indian Creek.
So, what's the big picture here? Why are we even talking about this? Well, this isn't just some quirky internet anecdote. It's actually a fascinating little window into how the web really works.
What this one web page shows us is that a whole lot of the internet is basically a performance for an audience of one, the search algorithm. The content is crafted specifically for its rules, not necessarily for the clearest or best human experience. So the main thing to take away from this is just an awareness of that invisible architecture that's working behind the scenes of your search results. The next time you land on a page that has a really weird mix of information, you'll know it might not be a mistake. It might be a very calculated strategy.
And that really leaves us with a final question about the future of information itself, doesn't it? As more and more content becomes optimized for machines, what does that mean for the humans who are actually supposed to be reading it? Thanks for joining us for this explainer.